Now we go down to pit road for this week's O'Reilly Auto Parts Pit Crew Spotlight.
That's right, Adam. We're going to spotlight Skip Flores, who, if you're a fan of the Stacking Pennies podcast on a lot of the NASCAR social channels, you'll recognize Skip right away. He's been a tire changer at the Cup level. He's going to bring a great veteran presence to this 88 over-the-wall crew this year in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. As a multi-time champion, he'll be changing the front tires on that car. Skip does it all, though. So last Saturday night down here at New Smyrna, just down the road from the big track, he was in the Flow Racing booth calling the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour race. And then a couple nights later, he won the 602 modified feature at New Smyrna. There's been racing down there all week. It's a great alternative to the big track here, as you see some of the chaos developing there in that race. But Skip got it done. He does it all behind the wheel as well. Had the family in Victory Lane racing Atlantic City earlier this winter too in TQs. So he does a lot. He does media. He does pit crew. He does driving. So great to have him in this garage area this year. Again, front tire changing on the 88.
So Ryan's been around forever. He was actually a tire changer when I worked at Roush, when I drove for Roush 15 years ago, and Larry Carter, the crew chief, didn't know his name because he was new, and he started calling him Flea because it reminded him of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So that's how I knew. I knew him as
Skip's
Flea
awesome
forever.
Dude.
Yeah, great guy.
Well, we read off his resume. Dylan did. He's also a dad that's very invested in his kids and their racing career. Time for the Freeway Insurance Choose, where every lane choice can change the race outcome. Austin Hill goes down low. Going to have a couple of Chevys right behind him.
You know, I feel like a lot of time when we do the choose, there's always a preferred lane, but we've seen, honestly, whichever one the 21's in to be the preferred lane tonight.
Well, and I think his choice really comes down to who he thinks is going to come up behind him, right? If it was those two Toyotas or not, he was probably happy to see a Chevy and Justin Allgaier, but I have to say, if you want to beat that 21 car of Austin Hill, you cannot help him. We saw Carson Kvapil at the end of the last stage give him a big push that got him back out in front of the two lanes, and he's so good at controlling the front, you really almost have to make a concentrated effort not to help him, which is so tough to do, but if you can, it's going to give you the best chance to get him back in the pack.
We need to shuffle him out sooner than later, right? I don't think we want to wait till one or two to go in this race like we've tried in these last two stages. We need to shuffle him out sooner than later and get him back in the track, and maybe his car won't handle as well.
Third car in that low lane for the restart, Raja Karuth. Here's 88 radio.
Yeah, but you might be in it a lot, so just be ready. No shame in coming out of the throttle a little bit mid-corner to be prepping for it, right? Just kind of let the car settle. Just planning ahead. Yeah, you kind of got to anticipate it so you don't bust your ass in the on exit like that.
That's such a cool thing to get Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the radio. I felt that exact thing in the summer race in that 88 car when Dale came on the radio, and I thought, man, that's kind of cool. Okay, I'll do it. I'm going to listen. But he's got great advice, and, man, has he been successful in the super speedways.
Going to the chase in 2026. Points are everything. No more win and you're in. Austin Hill gets the sweep. Great night for Carson Kvapil. Allgaier is there, and can't say enough about the job for William Sawalich. Jesse Love opens up defensive his title with 9 stage points. Everybody going to have to make a pit stop in this final stage. Probably going to come under green. It's always a dicey moment. You want to be in control, and that's where Austin Hill is right now. Inside of William Sawalich, it's the final stage at Daytona. Nice little jump for Hill as they come through that Poet restart zone.
That was a great push by Justin Allgaier. It's exactly what Austin Hill wanted. Now he goes to control the top, which had a bit of momentum. She's back to the bottom, doing what he does so well. And I think it's unbelievable. We talk about you have to act against him if you want to beat him, because he's just so good at doing exactly what he's doing right here.
Absolutely. I mean, he's as good as there is in the field. That's why he's won the races he has and led the laps he has. Really thought that Brandon Jones had enough of a push on Sawalich right in front of him that they might be able to get to his outside, but man, Austin's just done a tremendous job managing these lanes and knowing when to move up. That's obviously on him and his spotter, though.
Takes the high lane here.
And Justin finally gets to his inside. We'll see, but Raj is so far back right there. If they're able to complete the pass, maybe run side by side right here.
The distance will play in their favor right here, being on the bottom. If Raja can get back to that rear bumper, Justin Allgaier, but he's just too far back right now. They don't really have any help.
Well, now the bottom lane, you see it's kind of breaking apart, guys, making it 3 wide, and that just crushes it. You wouldn't think the back would affect the front, but it does, because when the lane gets shorter, it just doesn't have the energy it does of these longer lanes. Allgaier was in a great position right there, but Raja just couldn't stay close enough to him. You see Justin side drafting as hard as he can on William. Exit of 4 right there.
Allgaier has won here, but he did it in the summertime. And he told us in the offseason really would love a February victory here. 28 career wins for the guy that got the championship in 2024 and has been so great behind the wheel of that 7 car for more than 10 years for Junior Motorsports.
Back down half, cover both. Top lane is tighter.
The bottom lane's having a really hard time staying connected. You see Jesse Love.
He went below Daniel Dye there, kind of stuck him to the middle. I actually think it's going to help the bottom lane a little bit.
Yep.
Oh, Swalch goes to the bottom here.
Great move right there by William.
Been in the mix all night long in that 18.
We need Jones to move back down and go with his teammate right there. You talked about that earlier. Try to hang the 2 of Austin Hill out.
Over the years, the draft has been mean to Brandon Jones, but the veteran driver from Atlanta is right there with his young teammate, William Sawalich. They follow Austin Hill around this track.
And Adam, there's no doubt with Brandon Jones, every year we see him get a little bit better at all of these racetracks. His work ethic is as good as anybody in the garage. Great year last year with 2 wins.
Jesse loved it.
Oh, look at that.
Roger Carruth, middle lane.
What a save. Wow.
Gets back up in line.
Hopefully didn't cut a tire or anything there when he got up into Taylor Gray.
Justin being the most aggressive in that red number 7, 3rd in line of side drafting. He's got Jesse Love behind him now. That'd be a great car if he'll stay with him. See Corey Day, who had that save at the end of stage 2, back up in the top 10.
There's a couple cars. Sammy Smith, Sam Mayer, who spun out at one point in this race, are still in this lead pack.
Take a look right here. Raja Carruth in that red, white, and blue. Number 88 on the inside. As they get down into the corner, 2 moves him up. Oh! Wow.
Incredible save.
See Jeremy Clements give a little gap there, thinking they were going to wreck.
Veteran move, but Jesse Love has used the same move a couple times that put Raja Carruth in that position. He did the same thing to Daniel Dye, and he just did it again to Justin Allgaier to put himself at the front of the bottom. So we go on board, look at this. It's just really tight, and the air gets so disturbed there. It's so hard to hold on that race car.
These guys are going to have to try to work together to get by this 21. He's done such a good job of managing this race and these lines. I think it's fair to say the car that we feel like can get it done is the one right behind him there, the red, white, number 2 of Jesse Love.
Austin Hill coming to 60 laps led in this race. Most he's ever led in an event at Daytona. Swept the stages. Can he finish the deal? Let's take a look at our Mobil 1 leaderboard as we go to break. It's Hill, Love, Sawalich, Day, and Jones.
Closed captioning for today's race is brought to you by Tableau TV. Pay once, watch forever.
Race fans, don't miss a single lap. Catch the races for free with Tableau. Plus, pause and record all the action.
If the Colonel saw the price of a lunch today, he'd have some choice words. But with KFC's $5 bowls packed with all this crispy chicken, he wouldn't have any words at all, because his mouth would be filled with gravy and greatness. 5 KFC bowls for just $5 each.
I'm Chad. I work for a professional football team, and I earned my degree online from SNHU. It fit with my schedule. Mondays, Tuesdays, those are packing days. I can get all my assignments done. Wednesday, we're on the practice field. Thursday, initial discussion post is due. We're going to leave on Friday. We're playing an East Coast trip. I'm going to take advantage of the time spent on the bus and even in the hotel room to finish any of my other coursework that I needed to do prior to kickoff on Sunday. SNHU and the support system, they make it possible. Go to snhu.edu.
I can handle that for you. I can handle
Helping
that.
Adrian Brody prepare for his role as a TurboTax expert has been interesting.
I can handle that for you.
Try less intense. We do people's taxes for them on their phone or in person so that they can relax.
Yeah, I know, but it's taxes. So when do they cry?
No, they don't cry. They just go home happy.
And then they cry?
There's no crying. He's so committed.
Can I cry?
Trying to predict the future is a hazardous occupation. The only thing we can be sure of is that it will be absolutely fantastic. I'm thinking of the incredible breakthrough, the communications satellite. These things will make possible a world in which we can be in instant contact with each other wherever we may be. When that time comes, the whole world will have shrunk to a point.
When COPD tried to stop you, you kept going. Breztri, a 3-in-1 inhaler, better breathing starting within 5 minutes and helps prevent flare-ups. Breztri won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breztri more than prescribed. Breztri may increase risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur. Ask your doctor about Breztri.
Every mile matters. That's why Mobil 1 Motor Oil is engineered to keep your engine running like new for longer.
44 laps to go for the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series at Daytona. You're watching the coverage on CW, brought to you by Arby's. Austin Hill continues out front, 63 laps led tonight. His teammate Jesse Love right behind him has led 9. Look at Sam Mayer. I mean, he's been beaten around in this race. Some damage on the 41 for the Haas factory team, but he finds his way up to 3rd. And now we look at the fuel meter presented by Fuel by Franzia, and you can see here, everybody is good on fuel, but you want to get onto pit road earlier than the window calls for so you can control the race, maintain that track position. And the number we heard in the garage today, pit right around 38 to 40 to go. You could pit now, but we think it's going to be a few more laps to ensure you have money in the bank should we get an overtime.
Yeah, pay attention to the outside lane right there. Harrison Burton in the silver, number 24. We saw him move up. He was in the bottom line. It wasn't going anywhere. It moved up in front of William Sawalich. And honestly, that's not the car you'd want leading, looking at the damage to the front of that car, but they've been able to make up a little bit of ground. Slowly but surely working their way to the front.
We're going to take a look here at Austin Green. We saw him spinning there. Oh, it's Patrick Starpoli. Just moves down. Catches Austin Green there. Goes for a ride to the infield here. End up having to lock it down at one point. Would have tried to maybe keep it rolling because now you're going to explode those tires. He did get it rolling eventually, so with no caution.
Interesting, Harrison Burton up there. You know, lap down. First car 1 lap down. So if he can get a caution, get the free pass, even though the car is damaged, we know what happens here. I mean, you just get on the lead lap and you put yourself in contention in case there's a big crash or maybe you can rally late.
Yeah, and the closer Harrison Burton gets to the front, the more impatient these guys behind Austin Hill are going to get. You kind of get content with the amount of laps we have left riding right there because you're in a good, safe position. But as that outside lane approaches, everybody wants to position themselves the best to be at the end of this. And you can see the cars, the handling starting to go away. They're dancing around. Everybody's complaining about being extremely loose tonight.
Except for one guy, Austin Hill, who's had the cleanest view. And if this feels dominant more so than ever, this is the most laps he's led at a Daytona race. Previous high was 53. We're at 66 right now.
Well,
he's been at the front.
We think he's going to get the hang of this.
You know, he's probably got a chance.
We feel like he might figure it out sooner than later.
Oh, by the way, next Saturday night, we're going to his home racetrack. You'll see it on the CW, Echo Park Speedway in Atlanta. He's unbelievable there as well.
He just has such a feel and a knack for this, combined with a fast race car from RCR. You know, his teammate there, Jesse Love, drove through the field earlier, making passes that no one else could make, but once he got to his teammate, that stopped. Can't get past that car.
Look at that low lane. We've talked about Corey Day. Right behind him,
here we go.
Parker Retzloff having a good night. Blaine Perkins there as well has scored stage points. He's in the top 10, and now here we go. Scheduled green flag pit stop.
Is this
I only
RCR
saw
alone?
two cars.
That's what I'm wondering.
Two cars wave their hands there, and that'll work against them if they're the only two that come for fuel right here, because they will not run as quick.
It's all the RCR affiliate cars there. You have Jordan Anderson's race team from Blaine Perkins, Viking Motorsport with Retzloff. Kim.
And first green flag stops of the night, and Austin Hill has a different crew than we've seen with him the past few years. The 8 Cup crew, with the exception of the rear changer, they said, are we going to stick to the plan? They said, yes, that plan, fuel only for Austin Hill. Dylan?
Fuel only as well for teammate Jesse Love. They made a huge track bar adjustment the last time down to get Jesse better in traffic. He drove from 9th to 2nd there under green flag conditions.
You go fuel only, you don't want to slide your tires coming in, because then you would have to change them. This is a lot to manage and execute.
But Adam, the outlier here is there was 5 or 6 cars that pitted together there. The lap time that they can run when they pull back out versus the lap time that these guys, who've now gotten all single file, Parker, and I think that's going to benefit them greatly on the overall time. They might get a little bit of a buffer built in.
Austin Hill was also not the first one off the pit road of that group that came there together. Something we'll think about as everything cycles through. Taylor Gray in, making his scheduled stop. The same for Daniel Dye. 38 laps remaining, and we're in the cycle of scheduled green flag pit stops. You pit here, you should be able to go to the end unless we get a couple of overtimes.
And we'll get an idea right here in about 20 seconds of the lap time difference between what this pack that has not pitted yet is running for a lap time versus those guys that pitted a lap ago.
And this is exactly what this pack wants. They're single file, making good lap times. Toyota there, William Sawalich dives off. Brendan Jones didn't go with him.
Yeah, it looked like he was by himself.
Yeah, I think
that is an absolute no-no.
It's almost like a miscommunication right there. Not everybody got the memo of when you need to pit. So the leaders right there ran a 48 flat. If I go back to Jesse Love, who you see right here, is going to come by the start-finish line.
What I notice about that, Love and Perkins both in front of Hill, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you put yourself in position to take control once everything cycles.
This pass going around Starpoli there in the 48.
Yeah, so looking at that lap time, they lost 0.6 of a second on that lap versus the leaders. If you do that for 2 or 3 more laps, that's going to build you enough that you're going to cycle in front of those guys. They just got to hope they can stay in line and keep generating these lap times that they're running.
Yeah, that's the key. Don't race each other.
Right.
Stay nose to tail and make the most of your drafting opportunity.
And the team, the crew chiefs, the spotters, they all have to communicate that to the drivers. Like, our goal here is about getting away from these guys.
If you want to beat the RCR cars, you've got to make lap time right now to get ahead of them, put them further back in this pack when you get through the pit stop and rejoin.
It looks like a lot of these guys are going to pit right here. I saw some more hands out the window.
Leading this group, Sam Mayer. Got some Chevys from Junior Motorsports. See how everybody works together getting on to pit road.
They broke even that last lap.
And that was with the pass around Starpoli, which kind of broke up this line a little bit.
So really, they're only about a second ahead right now from where they were, which is still a lot. I mean, when we come in, cycle ahead, but these guys have now gotten in line. Actually, for William Sawalich right there in the orange and white car, that's worked out well for him, because it looked to me like he was going to be on an island of his own.
Yeah, I was really worried. A lot of hands out the window here. And these stops will come with 34 remaining.
Saw everybody wave but Mayer. I'm hoping that he knows that they're all going to pit, or he's going to be in a bad position by himself out there by a whole lap.
And this could be the biggest group we have come on together, which I'm assuming exaggerates the potential for problems even more.
Coming second 3 red, second 3 red.
Day does a great job. Hasn't done a lot of green flag pit stops, and that's a good place to get in trouble.
Done.
Great job by the 17.
Here they are, Kim.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Justin does, because Andrew Overstreet told me he would flirt with taking tires and put his team on offense, but looking like he's electing with fuel only for Justin Allgaier, as well as fuel only for Corey Day, Dylan.
And it's been a full day for Sam Mayer in the 41. Had that wreck at the end of stage 1, had a right front go down into stage 2. They took fuel only there and are back in the mix.
So now you get the blend, and those guys that have made their pit stops coming off, getting back up to speed, versus these drivers in the draft that are locked in together, that have all of that momentum.
I think this is going to be easy for the RCR
the momentum they're going to have.
Oh, yeah, they're going to drive right on by.
Absolutely hammering by in the outside lane. The parade led by Jesse Love, Blaine Perkins behind him, and then it's Austin Hill just the way they came off pit road when they made their green flag pit stops.
That last lap for this RCR group of affiliates and the RCR cars was a couple tenths faster than that pack was ever going. That was led by Sam Mayer.
Top 8 cars being showed on our bumper have not yet made a pit stop. So they will cycle back in the pack once they come down and make their stops, and they have to come before the end of the race, maybe just running it a little bit long here.
Gosh, look at how much that pack is driven away from the second group that pitted. They've got, look at that, pretty good gap on them right there. They got to get lined up to draft back up.
Jordan Anderson leading. He'll have to make a pit stop. Let's look at our Mobile One leaderboard as we go to break. It's going to be Jesse Love in charge, but officially Anderson, Hocevar, and Poole out front. Balicki and Ellis also there.
Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? There's an O'Reilly Auto Parts. Turn left, Tyler.
Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you don't want to do the repair yourself, we can recommend a shop for you.
Okay, Tyler, let's go fix your car.
Auto Parts.
If you have wet AMD or DME, you never want to lose sight of the things you love. And your condition doesn't have to steal the moment. Long-lasting EYLEA HD delivers powerful vision improvements that can save your vision for the future. EYLEA HD is the only treatment for wet AMD and DME that helped at least 8 out of 10 people go up to 4 months between injections after 3 initial monthly treatments. Don't take EYLEA HD if you have an eye infection, eye pain, redness, or are allergic to it. Eye injections like EYLEA HD may cause eye infection, separation of the retina, rare but severe swelling of blood vessels in the eye, or increased eye pressure. There is an uncommon risk of heart attack or stroke. There's still so much to see. Ask about next generation EYLEA HD, a treatment retina specialists trust.
Somewhere out there, someone's paying $30 for a single plate of steak and shrimp.
What?
Teeny tiny shrimp. But in here, we have big, beautiful shrimp.
In here, we're balling.
It's actually fire.
What is?
Yeah, fire.
Yeah, it's fire. It's fireballing.
My name is Diana Perazzo. I chose SNHU's online program specifically because of flexibility. They made it possible. I have been a professional wrestler for 12 years. A lot of times I was ringside writing papers and getting journals done. You're going to get the same time and respect as an in-person student. I didn't need to be anywhere to register. I didn't need to talk to anyone in person. Everything could be done through my laptop, and they made that process seamless. I made it to the finish line, and you can too. Get started at snhu.edu.
I'm your overly competitive brother. Psych, and I'm about to steal this game from you, just like I stole Kelly Carter in high school, huh? Foul! And now you're ready to settle a score. Game over. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, well, you can end up paying for all this yourself. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
Thanks, bro.
Take a lap, rookie.
Switch to Allstate and you could save hundreds. What are you waiting for? Make your move before I do.
Every mile matters. That's why Mobile One Motor Oil is engineered to keep your engine running like new for longer.
Unlike other value meals, Arby's new $7.99 meat and 3 box has 3 sides, not just one. It's more meal for your money. Seriously, it's more meal for your money. Well, where'd that come from?
Arby's, we have the meats.
You saw it side by side. Big crash after the cycle of green flag pit stops. 4th caution of the night for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series here at Daytona, and it took out some really fast cars that had a real shot to get it done tonight.
Yeah, and the perspective we were on when we saw that, it was really hard to see like what happened. It was kind of from behind, so get another view of this and see what happened. You know, it's 29 to go, so everybody's getting more aggressive.
Yeah, and when you come after green flag stops like that, the pack's real jumbled up. People are in different places. They were all trying to navigate that, and it seemed like it was very disorganized as they were trying to figure out where they want to be as Jeremy Clements comes to a stop here.
Good news for Clements. He did get stage points tonight, both stage 1 and stage 2. And, you know, we always talk about that in the draft because you know you can be involved in these big crashes, get all you can early to minimize the damage if this happens.
Yeah.
Brandon Jones, another driver that we've talked about. I mean, just the draft has really never been good to him. Average finish in this configuration. The worst of all types of tracks for this driver from Atlanta, and he gets damaged one more time.
Yeah, and the fear if you're these guys that weren't involved in this, you know you're going to stay out here is debris on the racetrack. You got to really pay attention if you're those front runners of making sure you avoid any debris.
And NASCAR has stopped the field just off of turn 4 for that exact reason. So we get a replay here. It's down into turn 1. Oh. See, maybe coming down on Jeb Burton there, and Sam Mayer takes a big shot into Brandon Jones. And then Sam is coming up the racetrack here. That's Natalie Decker, I believe that is. Yep. Oh.
You know, Sieg was right there where all that started, and I'm not sure he got real heavy damage.
Yeah, it looked like Jeb was kind of holding his line right there. I don't know if Ryan knew that he was inside of him, but started to slide down just a little bit. Oh, Sam Mayer gets Brandon Jones. You see Jeremy Clements come in there. You can't stop. When you watch this, one thing that you can't see on the screen is how much oil's all over the track. You hit the brakes, and the brakes work, but the tires just don't stick to the track. Can't slow. Oh, man, that's a late hit.
Really late.
8 cars involved in the 4th caution of the night that has led to a red flag. Riding with Brandon Jones.
Yeah, it looks to me like Jeb held kind of where he was.
And for Sam Mayer right here coming back up the track, you don't want to have your feet on the pedals at this point.
And that hurt. That's the biggest, most hurt because you're not ready for it. It's like getting punched with your eyes closed.
Yeah, I think Ryan Sieg just really came down on Jeb Burton there.
Bottom.
You can see where Jeb's car wiggled as he got hit basically by Sieg.
Well, and Ryan is just following that car in front of him, you know, and you...
He doesn't even realize Jeb's there. Jeb doesn't realize he's coming down because he can't see that he's following that line ahead of him. Got away with it. Sometimes when you are the cause of the wreck.
Watch this right here.
Yeah, this is
you see, she's trying to get up. There's nowhere to go. She's got to slow down prior to getting there. What a hit, though. Sam had no idea that was coming. Let's hear what Natalie Decker had to say.
Kidding me, that hurts so bad. Why the did he roll up the track? Who the was that? That pisses me off so much. That hurt. Holy
Well, I mean, Sam had no brakes, had nothing. There's nothing. He didn't want to roll up the track. Like, I'm sure she's frustrated, but that's part of speedway racing.
You also have to be slowed down.
Yeah,
when the caution's out, cars are wrecking, there's no reason to be at any rate of speed at that point. You can come to a complete stop if you want.
Some heavy hits, a lot of debris under the red flag with 29 to go here at Daytona. Back in a moment on CW.
Your new bike is officially protected by America's #1 motorcycle insurer. We can now safely go wherever the wind takes us. That's right. It was one of those books that smelled bad, but in a good way, you know?
No, man. Oh, didn't think this through, did you?
No. You go without me. The owner and I aren't on speaking terms. Apparently the refills are limited.
Okay.
It's not okay.
Wow, Allie, you're obsessed with Olive Garden's tender braised beef tortelloni. And we're obsessed with your 5-paragraph petition demanding its return. Fan favorites are back for a limited time, starting at $12.99. But unlike that petition, it won't go on forever.
At CarShield, we want our employees to be themselves.
Where's my yogurt?
taste.
But at the end of the day, it's all about the customer.
CarShield's doing it better than anybody else alive. They're the money-saving, roadside assistant, son of a guns protecting you from expensive car breakdowns. CarShield cars go farther. Woo!
That's rough. But hey, with SafeLight, you can get that fixed any way you want.
Anywhere I want.
It's your windshield. Get it fixed any way you want with SafeLight.
SafeLight repair, SafeLight replace.
You play by the rules. Then things happen. Prices keep climbing. Every month, a new expense. And the debt adds up. So how do you face it? It starts with a call, then a plan. At National Debt Relief, we'll negotiate with your creditors so you pay less than you owe. And just like that, you're back on track. When debt happens, we're here to help you take action. And this is where your new chapter begins. Call or visit nationaldebtrelief.com to get started.
Years of hard work. Decades of dedication. Committed to giving back. You've been there, done that, and you're still here for more. So now that you're 50 or older and at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia and IPD, be proactive with Capvaxive, a vaccine specifically designed for adults to help protect against pneumonia, an invasive disease caused by certain types of pneumococcal bacteria. Capvaxive is the only vaccine that helps protect against the strains that cause 82% of IPD in adults 50 or older, compared with up to 54% by other pneumococcal conjugate vaccines. Don't get Capvaxive if you're allergic to the vaccine or its ingredients. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system. Common side effects include injection site reactions, feeling tired, headache, muscle aches, and fever. Whether you've had another pneumococcal vaccine or not, ask your doctor or pharmacist about Capvaxive.
You know what's crazy?
That this is better than cooking at home? I mean, more affordable than groceries.
Of course.
Okay.
Groceries are expensive.
Thought I was in trouble there for a sec.
Oh, you are.
It's the perfect time to fuel up with Arby's new $7.99 meat and 3 box. Arby's is giving you a whole lot of food with a classic roast beef or crispy fish sandwich and 3 delicious sides. That's more meal for your money. Scan the QR code to order now in the Arby's app. Arby's, we have the meats.
That's a lot of sauce in those cans.
Yes.
That's about the amount you use for half the meal.
I like the horsey sauce.
That's what I was going to say. Are you barbecue or horsey? I'm a horsey guy.
I like a mixture of both.
Yeah, that's creative.
Little combo.
Drink it like a milkshake.
Maybe they'll call that the McMurray sauce, right? You have your own.
Yeah.
Car sitting idle here under the red flag, 29 laps to go. 24 of 38 vehicles in this race have been damaged tonight. It's been unbelievable. Down to Kim.
Yeah, and Austin Hill sweeping the stages, looks to be the favor, but there might be some issues. That car not handling to his liking. Take a listen to the in-car audio courtesy of Starkey.
It doesn't look like I'm the only one. It looks like the 31 and even the 2 lead. They come off the 4 and get tight and get snappy loose. I'm like really bad right now. I'm loose entry and then really tight exit of 4 and it gets really snappy loose on me.
And then he continued to say he's so snappy. In fact, he feels like he might crash on his own. He told the team, I think tire wear is an issue. He's like, I'm not sure if the track is aged or what. My front tires feel worn out. He did tell crew chief Chad Haney, I don't want to lose track position coming in for tires, so I don't know what the right call is. The team telling them they're going to talk about it and then give him a decision.
Well, you got to do one or the other, right? I mean, you're either going to have to keep your track position, or if you think it's that important, you still have 29 laps to go. I got to think we're going to have another caution. Maybe you come in and put tires on.
And he's also had the best air the entire time as he's led this race. Now, obviously, he had a little bit of dirty air right there, but I think this was a conversation coming in this race throughout this weekend. Justin Allgaier was preaching to his crew about thinking this would be about handling. They did a lot of those fuel-only stops. If you're further back, maybe you do take those tires and give yourself that chance to move around. I think what we saw in the truck race last night, what we're seeing here tonight, what he described is what I've seen out of almost every car. Walking off of 4, wiggles. They seem really out of the racetrack.
Well, and I don't know what role this would play in your decision to pit here. but you have to factor in a little bit
the amount of cars,
attrition rate.
Yeah, that's right.
How few there are, and that's just less cars you have to pass. They're at enormous disadvantage. It's easier to get by them. And here's the other thing to put this in perspective. When we return to the green flag, it's basically going to be like stage 2. So there is time to get there.
Yeah, I mean, 26 cars I count right there on the track. There's 6 or 8 of those that have to pit to or go to the back because they had damage in the wreck. I mean, if you do come in a pit, you're not going to be too far back. It'd be fun to watch him do it and see if he can drive back to the front.
Jesse Love leading under the red flag. This our 4th caution of the night that put us under the red. 8 vehicles involved. Tons of damage tonight at Daytona.
You certain you can drive those pants?
Please.
You 4 imprints certain?
Yeah.
Certainty matters. So when you need the right high-quality promotional products, printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time, that's the certainty of 4imprint. Wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team by visiting 4imprint.com.
4imprint for certain.
Why'd I go to the doctor? When my heart kept skipping a beat, I didn't think much of it. But my girls made me get checked out, and it made such a difference. Turns out, I have AFib, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you notice one or more of these symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did, and my girls are too.
This is no time to wait.
What if I told you that one of the best things you can do to improve the look and performance of your car can be done for under $20 and in less than 30 minutes?
Fix your cloudy and weathered headlights with Cerakote's #1 best-selling ceramic headlight restoration kit in just 3 easy steps and without power tools. Just wipe, sand, and apply. It's that easy. Cerakote restores and protects, and for as long as you own your vehicle, it's guaranteed. You can trust Cerakote with over 60,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait until it's too late. Buy today for under $20.
The Valley of the Sun will roar to life this spring.
This ought to get pretty wild.
Why is that, you may ask? Because NASCAR and the NTT IndyCar Series are coming to Phoenix, and it's going to be a weekend of good vibes the whole family won't forget. The best-in-class fan experience meets racing's toughest drivers for 3 days of action on and off the track, all surrounded by the beautiful Estrella Mountains. Get your tickets now at PhoenixRaceway.com.
Austin Hill aims for his 3rd straight Atlanta win, while the rest of the field looks to keep him out of the winner's circle.
He's gone when I get to him.
The NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, next Saturday at 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific on the CW.
February 22nd, the battle in the lanes begins as the greatest bowlers in the world face off under the brightest lights.
He's the greatest!
Welcome to the PBA. Premiere Sunday, February 22nd on the CW.
Welcome back to Daytona International Speedway. 29 to go in the final stage and still under the red flag here. I'm now at the Infield Care Center with Sam Mayer, and you were kind of an innocent bystander in all of it. What'd you see out there?
Just a lot of tire smoke. I mean, that's usually how it goes here. Definitely a bummer. Everyone at Haas Factory team worked their tails off to get the Audubon Chevy out there, and it was so fast. I was so proud, to have that much speed, and that's not good. Look out, bud. Look out. Oh, there's a car there. That's a bummer.
Yeah, you said you didn't know who you hit.
I had no idea. Now I feel even worse for Brandon. That sucks. But yeah, just really proud of everybody. The car was so fast, so proud. And that one didn't feel very good either. That one wasn't very nice. That was really unfortunate. But I'm okay. We're all good. We're going to move on to Atlanta, do the exact same thing, just not wreck.
Disappointing ending for Sam Mayer, Adam.
Yeah, rough night for Sam Mayer. We're still under the red flag, but they are firing the engines here at Daytona. You know, it was a sad offseason for all those around the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. Michael Annette passed away. The Iowa native drove for Junior Motorsports and won right here at Daytona in 2019. We send our condolences. We also lost Greg Biffle, a champion, Daytona winner, Hall of Fame finalist, and major contributor to the NASCAR community. Greg will be missed. along with the others involved in that tragic December plane crash. We lift our hearts to all.
NASCAR Powerball. The chase to 1 million is on.
Finalists, are you ready?
Don't miss your chance to collect cash prizes on your way to an all-new destination where you could take home $1 million.
This is insane! The winner is contestant number 2.
I can't believe it.
The official lottery game of NASCAR is back for the chase. Powerball. The chase to 1 million starts now.
If you're living with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis or active psoriatic arthritis, symptoms can sometimes hold you back. But now, there's Skyrizi, so you can be all in with clearer skin. With Skyrizi, you can show up with dramatically clearer skin. And if you have psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi can help you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Fish, are you certain that's a good idea?
Yeah, I'm just gonna zap it for 20 seconds.
Are you 4imprint certain?
Certainty matters. So when you need the right high-quality promotional products, printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time, that's the certainty of 4imprint. Wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team by visiting 4imprint.com.
4imprint for certain.
My taxes pay for these roads. What I get back goes to my family. That's where Straight Talk Wireless comes in. Straight Talk's always been the same price since they started back in 2009. And they always offer free 5G phones for new and existing customers on America's most reliable 5G network. Ooh, straightforward prices.
And no potholes.
Switch to Straight Talk Wireless. No contracts, no credit checks, no surprises. Official partner of NASCAR.
Going to be about 25 laps to go for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series when we return to the green flag here at Daytona. Remind everybody, Daytona 500 moved up an hour tomorrow because of potential inclement weather in Central Florida. So get ready to go for the Great American Race. It's sold out and coverage begins tomorrow on Fox at 1:30 Eastern Time. Justin Allgaier made his way in, looking for back-to-back top 10s in the Daytona 500, driving for Dale Jr. And we'll see if anybody comes down pit road here. Austin Hill says, yes, I will. Thank you very much. How about it, Kim?
Yeah, we heard that in-car audio earlier just complaining about the handling in that car, calling it snappy and thinking maybe it was a tire wear issue. They went back and forth on what to do. Chad Haney ultimately saying to his driver, I feel like I can hear the answer in your voice, so brings him down for 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Sunoco fuel, Corey Day topping off right there as well.
I like the call move for Austin Hill, and here's why. He's been able to win these races multiple different ways. Here's just another one to add to that. It's going to be fun to watch him if that car is handling well. We'll see the speed in it.
You've had the dominant car. Most of this field has been involved in a wreck. You feel pretty confident he's going to be able to drive himself back up there. Give him the confidence of 4 fresh tires, a little adjustment, and let him do what he does best.
And the one thing he has on his side is everyone knows how fast he is. So when he pulls out, you're just going to have people that want to go with you because they know the direction you're going.
And that was the most frustrating thing in the world if you weren't the guy that everyone followed. Trust me, it was so annoying. But he'd drive through the field so easily because everyone wanted to go with him.
You said you like it for him. I like it for us.
Yeah,
well, let's go to Carla.
Right. Yeah, thanks, Adam. Another car involved in that big crash, the 51 of Jeremy Clements. You told me off camera, you said that was mayhem.
Yeah, unfortunately it was. It sucks, really. You know, we had a fast all-South electric, one-stop convenience store Chevy, and nothing to show for it, but it's crashed all to heck. So, I don't know, that's Daytona for you. All I could tell was the 39. Oh, I'm seeing a replay. Oh, yeah. man, I thought I had it cleared, and I didn't. All I saw was the 39 get spun, and then it was mayhem, like I said. So it's unfortunate. Didn't get through it. That sucks. I wanted to start out the season better than that, but at least we had a fast car. We'll go to Atlanta and try to regroup and run up front there.
Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, he'll be a good one next week, too. Talked about his success in the draft. Won here in the summertime a few years ago to Jeremy Clements. And, you know, we don't root for drivers, but he's one of those that you just hate it when it doesn't go well because he is such a good dude. So's this guy, Jesse Love, reigning champion, won here at Daytona a season ago and trying to go back-to-back. And it's time for Starkey Radio Communications. Let's check it out.
You know, it would be very diabolically smart would be if 21 goes over to 31 and tells them that they'll go bottom with him, and then they take us to 31 to go bottom, and then 21 comes top with us. We play those games. I think they're on to all of our nonsense by this point. It is a good idea, though.
Scan the QR code or visit Starkey.com to find a hearing provider near you. Back down to Dylan.
Well, you heard Jesse on the radio there talk about getting linked up with the 21 in the top lane. They really would like to stay in that top lane. Earlier in the race, Jesse said when he gets on the bottom and he drags back to try to get a push, he's basically all the way out of the gas and still doesn't feel like he can get somebody connected. So being back in traffic is not ideal for them. Now, Danny Stockman, the crew chief on the left, they made a big chassis change the last stop, and that helped. But still, I think expect the two to be aggressive to stay at the front and then definitely in the top lane if they can help that, Carla.
Yeah, thanks, Dylan. Obviously, Natalie Decker involved in that crash. Pretty vocal on the radio. Are you okay after that?
Yeah, I'm feeling okay now. I just want to say thank you so much to Tian Dickinson's. This is our first race in NASCAR, and I just really hope they had a good time. I had a great time up until that happened. It really sucked. My spotter was telling me to whoa up, slow up, and it looked like we were going to be clear of it, and then at the last second, the 41 rolled back, and it was just too late, and I was committed to the high side. That sucks. I just hate it for everyone back at the shop. They worked so hard. Wow, that's some big flames. They worked so hard to get this car here. Everything felt last minute. Everyone was working really good at the shop to get this car here. All I can say is just thank you to the team and Tian Dickinson's for everything, and I can't wait to get back to the track again.
Glad you're okay. Thanks.
It was a year ago that she gave birth to her son Levi. This February, racing here at Daytona, and unfortunately doesn't get the payoff.
Well, this isn't good.
Uh-oh.
No.
Yep.
Oh, he can't even run slow. You see the car move.
That's a good move. He's probably already doing that.
Hopefully there's no oil leaking out of it right there. I think that's just tire smoke and the suspension damage he has. That's why you see him being all squirrely.
Here we go with the choose.
Blaine Perkins goes behind
3
RCR
cars on the bottom.
Teammate there, Jesse Love, and Blaine Perkins. What a run tonight.
40 laps inside the top 10. Stage points in both Stage 1 and Stage 2. And coming off a career best finish in the draft last fall, he was 6th at Talladega Superspeedway. Now our golden moment, brought to you by Golden Corral.
This is like almost a replay of that other HendrickCars.com car, Corey Day. Project Cruz gets put 3 wide and gets sideways here, touches Taylor Gray there a little bit, but hangs on to it, saves it. After this, he kind of slipped to the back, maybe got his breath back a little bit.
That wasn't it, but he does right now own the Xfinity fastest lap. We changed the championship format in 2026, but that element of scoring didn't go away. It still pays a point. Max points in a race now, 76. If you win, you get 55. 10 points apiece, Stage 1 and Stage 2 to get you to 75. And if you can lay down the fastest lap, that's one more, getting you to 76 potential points in a race.
So as I look at our scoring monitor, we talked about how far back was Austin Hill going to go, and not very far. He's going to line up 12th on this restart with 4 tires. I like the position he's in. I think that was worth the gamble if he didn't feel like he could get back to the front where he was. You right on board with him right here, you see.
And if you told the guys up front he's restarting 12th, they're going to be like, are you kidding me?
That's right. Yeah, I would not be surprised
What do you think, a lap?
to see
Lap or two?
I think he'll get to the outside by the time we get to turn 3.
Yep.
And I think we'll have us a couple of guys go with him. Going to be in good position here.
Going to be 24 laps to go when we return to the green flag. Jesse Love in control. To his left, Sammy Smith. Lights off on a pace car. It will pull in. And the duo out front will make their way to the Poet restart zone. And as we get the restart, we go full throttle with sound gear. No commentary, just pure racing. Wherever sound is a problem, Sound Gear has a solution. Scan the QR code to head to soundgear.com and learn more.
Drag the 2. They're off each other as well. Half on both sides. 1 off to the 1.
Close up to half. We're catching those leaders. Checking up just a little bit here. On you tight. On you tight. Back off you half. We caught those first 2 rows quick right there.
3/4 out starts. Coming to us.
We saw there on board of Austin Hill. He got to the back of Corey Day, who has that damage on the rear bumper. There was nothing to push. It just compressed the whole thing into the car. So Austin Hill wanted to go to the outside. It just didn't work. We'll see it here. So he catches Corey Day. It's a bit of a checkup. Just compresses that bumper and it pops right back out.
But that could have
his
been
run.
Just an amazing opportunity for him because of how much they were checking up. But there just wasn't enough room. You see he's now on the bottom behind Jeb Burton.
Hold on, Jeb.
Big run right here on the inside. I think I'd prefer to be on the outside through this, but we're going to see the handling of that car. Hopefully he's going to be a little bit better because of the tires he's put on. 12th on the restart. Across the finish line this time, 6th. You might be right, Parker. It might be only 2 or 3 laps before he gets back to the front.
And the way he does this, he'll tell you he takes every run available. He doesn't hesitate when there is a run. You mentioned going to the top. Well, for him, it's top, bottom. It doesn't matter. Wherever the run generates, he's going there.
Good night for Jordan Anderson Racing. Jeb Burton, Blaine Perkins, both inside the top 5.
There it is, to the middle. Getting up behind your teammate right here. Going to be in a great position. Look at that. Jesse Love picks him up. They've got Blaine Perkins on the outside.
And here comes a push, 42. Carson Hocevar was a lap down, got the free pass. He is right there late.
The one thing Austin Hill has to be a little bit careful of is he has those new tires, so his handling's going to feel good, but you can't get too aggressive pushing guys because they aren't in that same position. Up to P3 in only 3 laps.
And the next time around, I think we'll say new race leader Austin Hill. Fresher tires, fastest car, dominated the night, and here he is pushing his teammate around Daytona with 21 to go.
Pushed him way out there. He'll back up the Blaine Perkins here down the backstretch, try and generate another one of those runs.
Just in a perfect position right there. That was a great decision to come down, get 4 tires. I love that Chad Haney made that call for him so he could hear it in his voice and has now put his driver back. Best position of anybody.
William Sawalich, Corey Day involved. Caution number 5. The Burdens, Jeb and Harrison collected.
Stay up.
LeVar Scott there as well. Kyle Sieg able to tiptoe around.
Some hard hits there.
Oof, got a bunch more good cars. Look at that jet. We talked about Austin Hill being right behind him a lap before.
Yep.
You got to be a little bit lucky at these type of tracks. Corey Day's luck has finally run out. He did an awesome job, though, all day long.
Problem for Corey Day, he didn't get the stage points. William Sawalich did, so it'd take a big hit to start the season in that 17.
You mentioned Jeb had the 21 right behind him, but he got sort of crossed up off of 2, and it just didn't work out for him down the backstretch, and that was his chance to maybe use that momentum. Oh, the grass is on fire. Oh, were they right in time? So what are we at? 70%, 75%
A
the
lot,
field?
I think is
now?
the word we'll use now.
A lot.
A lot.
Let's not
We're
get
out of
into
percentages.
math.
We don't even need math. We just know it's a lot.
Taylor Gray, been a pretty good drafter 2 nights in a row, in contention late, involved in a crash. Same scenario for him last night in the Craftsman Truck Series event.
Yeah, Joe Gibbs Racing has tore up a lot of cars here. We saw the 19 early on, and Brandon Jones in that last wreck. Now Taylor Gray, big hit for that 54. Well, Parker, let's take a look back and see what started all this heading down into turn 3. Oh, it just looks like
bad tap. The cars are so unsettled right there. William Swalch was in 8th at the time. Looked like Corey Day maybe just seemed like he was in his left rear a little bit from that angle. And
I didn't see the was there contact on
Just
entry?
say he was there
I
to the
didn't
left
see that
side.
on entry. I just saw the 18 get loose.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Just in the bumper. And the cars are so unsettled at that point on the entry of the corner. Any tap, especially in that left rear, you almost take away the air from the spoiler. It's almost impossible to hold on to from William Swalich's position.
Tell you what, if we get another look at that, I want you to watch Raja Caruth. He's going to be just behind this, and he gets into it a little bit, but I want you to watch how good of a job he does. He has a little contact here. Watch him slow down, though. All these cars are wrecking in front of him. He's still slowing down. Look, Swalich is actually going to pass him back, go in the wrong direction. Perfect job by him to get slowed down, save that car. He's got a little damage to the nose, but great job in that environment.
And he maintained his position out by the wall, so you can see everything in front of you and everything down to your left.
So you'll see that right here. Man, maybe,
gosh,
it's as close as can be. It's as close as can be.
Looks like just the air got the 18 loose.
Even that move where he goes across the rear bumper, when you do that in these cars, I did that to Austin Hill at Talladega 2 years ago, and I felt like I never touched him. But it's that exact thing where if you go from the right to the left, at that moment you take the air off their spoiler, and it almost just, that car is going to go around.
Hocevar, we had talked about him getting back up front. He got a little bit of damage as well. 13 cars involved. Caution number 5. Inside of 20 laps to go. Riding here with Jeb Burton. A couple of wins in the draft for him. His dad, Ward, a champion in the Daytona 500. He's here today. But the 27 is banged up. As we close on the end here at the World Center of Racing.
And this is an important step for all our employees.
Blah, 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 blah.
Certain you're a mule? Yeah. Are you for imprint certain? Oh boy.
Certainty matters. So when you need the right high-quality promotional products, printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time, that's the certainty of 4imprint. Wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team by visiting 4imprint.com.
4imprint for certain.
Why'd I go to the doctor? When my heart kept skipping a beat, I didn't think much of it. But my girls made me get checked out, and it made such a difference. Turns out, I have AFib, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you notice one or more of these symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did, and my girls are too.
This is no time to wait.
Dr. Squatch Spray deodorant is the best there is. End of. And not to mention, it's natural and smells absolutely incredible. Feel like a man, smell like a champion with Dr. Squatch.
Meet Andrew from the Zebra. Andrew stays up all night, watching the Zebra find people's savings. The Zebra monitors your insurance and informs you of savings the moment we find it. Nobody does insurance like the Zebra.
The Wheeling caution lights are on. The same Wheeling emergency lights and sirens you see on the safety vehicles here at the track are protecting first responders and communities all across America. Crew's been busy tonight. 5 cautions, 1 red flag. and a lot of damaged race cars, like 80% of the field. Here's a stat for you. It's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's to the two of you. And drivers to win, and they've all come at Daytona on Valentine's Day. Jeff Bodine, 1987 for HMS. Nimco Motorsports and Joe Nemechek, front row Joe, 1998 got it done. And Tony Stewart also driving for Hendrick in 2009. Celebrated Valentine's Day in Victory Lane. But tonight just seems different. I mean, when your name is Jesse Love and you're racing on Valentine's Day, I mean, are you serious? Austin Hill said, I got your Valentine's Day right here.
I'm just glad you didn't say love is in the air.
Yeah, well, maybe I'm saving that for later.
I was waiting. No.
Here's Jesse Love Radio.
You got like 11 and a half gallons in it right now. 11 and a half. What's my number where stuff can go wrong? I told you 3.5 earlier, but I want to say 4.5 right now. When are you going to start working it? Copy. I'm just working it right away. I've been working it since the last caution just to do it. Peace of mind.
So what they're referencing, obviously, is how much fuel is in that fuel cell, and 3.5 gallons is basically where, when they're in the banking under caution, that fuel goes to the left side of the fuel cell. It goes away from the pickup, and you saw in the last restart, Jesse was actually weaving, coming to the green. That's what you do to keep fuel to the right side of the fuel cell in that pickup. These cars can get air pockets, and when that happens, it just kills the motor. And even when you have 3.5 gallons, which if the car was level would be fine, but on the banking, it just starves the motor for fuel and can really put you in problems. So as we get later in this race and if we have more restarts, that's what they're referencing, to make sure you keep that fuel cell packed to the right side.
You got to be thinking about it, but when they made their pit stop with 39 to go, they were plenty to the good and even had insurance for overtime. That's the way you think about it when you make that pit stop. And then you add on top of that the caution laps, which just increase your fuel mileage. So right now, everybody should be really good in that regard. Ryan Sieg gets the free pass. Now, he's not had the greatest of nights. He's been pushed around a lot this evening. But with all the other attrition, he gets back on the lead lap in his 19th prior to the choose here.
Yeah, and I'm looking at those line of cars. Allgaier, who we know went to the back, put tires on, and all those, he's got a little more damage than I realized. But all those JRM cars are still in the top 10. And we saw Justin rode on board with him for a little bit. Even with that damage, he was able to drive up through the pack. Car still seems to have plenty of speed in it. We've got a long ways to go here at 17 laps. A lot's going to happen.
You're going to want Carson Quapple there in that one car to be the leader of that JRM train. If they can work together, especially, and Sammy Smith's still there.
All right, these are drivers that have not been involved in a crash tonight. Carson Quapple, Ryan Ellis, who could get his second career top 10. Obviously, Jesse Love, Austin Hill, who've been up front all night. Good effort for Dean Thompson. The drivers from Jordan Anderson Racing, Blaine Perkins and the boss man Jordan Anderson. By the way, Ross Chastain going to drive that 32 next weekend at Echo Park Speedway. And then Parker Retzloff also able to avoid damage tonight. Got a few takers here.
Got to think they're going to work on the sevens nose maybe a little bit again here, or the handling being off. We know Raja was barely involved in that wreck. You see some damage to those right side tires from getting into the wall, getting kind of squeezed into the wall. Get those changed. This car looks to me to be in pretty good shape.
Those composite bodies can take a real hit.
Well, especially compared to the rest of the field.
Yeah.
it's not bad.
That's brand new.
It's pristine.
Good night for Raja and the team trying to set him up for a late rally to the finish. Carla?
Yeah, Brandon Jones not a part of the most recent wreck, but the wreck before that, you were having a really strong race before that. How disappointing is it that this is how your night ends?
Yes, and we had some people from Menards, some of the Menards family with us here today. Swiffer always such a long-time supporter of our race. Have to go out like this, but I don't know, this racing's just kind of for the birds, I think, in my opinion. It's so difficult to make it to the end. Did a lot of things right today, made a couple little small mistakes and missed a few runs here and there that I could go back and learn from. But I was proud of the save in the early on. I know that hopefully the in-car showed that one. That was pretty epic. There was some really good moments as well. So I'm going to take the highs and maybe go back and study some of the lows and see how we can do it, because we got plenty of these tracks left on the schedule to try to tackle. So we'll continue to work at it, and we'll go to the home track next week.
Yeah, he talks about more tracks in the draft, 6 of them in all, 1 of them in the chase. We'll go to Talladega Superspeedway late in the year, and it could play a pivotal role in who wins the championship. 15 laps to go this time by as we ride around under caution.
Saving that fuel. Just coasting.
89 laps led tonight for Richard Childress Racing. 67 for Hill, 22 for Love. As we do the Freeway Insurance Choose, where every lane choice can change the race outcome.
Saw the RCR guys take the front row. Hope both those guys hoping they can get a good push. There's RC. I think he cares which of them wins as long as one of them does.
As long as it has that logo on it.
It's got to be special for both those drivers. Celebrating big moments in their career with him, a Hall of Famer.
So cool.
Think about the championship last year, all the success here at Daytona. That organization has won 4 in a row in February. 3 straight for Austin Hill, 22, 23, 24, and last year went to Jesse Love.
Must be fun being the owner of when you feel like you got the field covered a little bit.
I think it's fun when you come here and you're fast. I just can't help but laugh at Kyle Busch, that shirt he used to wear when he was an owner. You'd come to Daytona and it said most expensive day of the year, right? So I think if you're like Joe Gibbs Racing and you've wrecked everything today, it's probably not as much. But the success that they have had at this track and all of these, yeah, I mean, without a doubt, it's great.
Sam Hunt calls these races the Speedway tax. Right? Because all of the cars
Everybody
are coupled
pays
up.
it.
Oh,
That's
man.
right.
Well, so far tonight, it's been the rich get richer, right? Because if you're RCR, you've led all the laps, you won both stages, your cars aren't damaged, and you may very well get the win. Be surprising if they didn't. But let's not write off some of those drivers behind them. Could see a little upset special with a few of them. And the other thing to think about here is just how wild the finishes are. You never think this thing is over until they put that checkered flag in the air, and there's going to be 14 to go when we go green.
I was just going to say, keep an eye on Parker Retzloff there and Sammy Smith, Carson Quapple. Sammy Smith has been making some really big moves at times. If he could get the momentum, and it might come from Parker Retzloff there behind him, to help him generate that run.
Yeah, and I like the position that Jesse Love's in. You mentioned Sammy Smith. He's right there behind him, and he's been an exceptional pusher all night long.
Lights back on the pace car, so we're going to go one more. Get it down to 13 laps to go at the restart. And understand William Sawalich was having a hard time pulling off the pit lane, so they got to give him some help.
Blaine Perkins still in a great position.
Yeah.
I know we've built him up, having a career night for him. Still finds himself in a great position.
Let's go back to a year ago. Jesse Love had one career victory. Came his rookie campaign at Talladega. Sophomore season starts with a bang. Crashing right there as the white flag went in the air, but he got the white before the caution came out. Drove it around to the checkers, and he went on to bookend 2025. A win in the season opener. He got it done at Phoenix, picked up the championship trophy in the desert, and he's in position to go back-to-back here at the World Center of Racing in his best competition, his teammate restarting to his left.
Give a shout out to this guy here, Anthony Alfredo. Talked about
been a long weekend.
For him. They didn't qualify in his main ride, the 96 for Viking Motorsports. That second car they started, Cesar Baccarella and Alpha Prime were nice enough to let him hop in this number 4 car, currently sitting 9th in the top 10. Just a little bit of damage, but with everything that's happening tonight, maybe it could end with
pretty good.
A great finish to the night, Carla.
Thanks, Parker. Yeah, Taylor Gray just leaving the infield care center. What happened out there?
Yeah, just wrong place, wrong time. Just guys getting impatient. But End of the day, I feel like we had a really fast Operation 300 GR Supra. I can't thank everyone from Joe Gibbs Racing and Toyota Racing for working hard all off season and bringing fast race cars to the track. So we're gonna move on to next week in Atlanta.
Yeah, Taylor just wrong place at the right time. You see the contact right there with Corey Day, nowhere for him to go. I always felt like when you came to these places, it was like a 50-50. You know, I mean, that's honestly what makes the RCR results here so incredible, is it's hard to finish 3 or 4 of these in a row, much less be in victory lane.
5 cautions tonight. Will there be another? 13 laps to go, and it's time to settle it.
Yeah, there'll be no holding back now with 14 laps to go. It's going to be really fun to watch these 2 RCR guys manage it.
Jesse Love, the control car, as they hit the pole restart zone.
Look at Sammy Smith
already on
pushing hard right now to the 2 car.
Don't write Sammy off. Second here in August. Really good in the draft.
Attached. Austin Hill's going to be in a good position. We'll see if he can get side drafted. You see the 2 getting all over that quarter panel, trying to drag him back. Get that little bit of a push again from the outside lane. Who can get hooked up? Retzloff's going to get to the back of the 8 here. Going to give him a shove to get those connected.
If you're Sammy, you don't want to let that 21 get there.
Oh, get down and side draft him. I think he was waiting on a little bit of a push from the 8. Didn't want to have any wheel input when he got hit from behind. Top looks just a little bit more organized to me.
Still some decent energy up there despite all the problems tonight. 20 cars remain on the lead lap, 12 to go.
If you're Sammy Smith, you just want Retzloff as we got the caution out here.
Yeah, Wheeling caution lights on again. Got debris on track. How many times do you see it, right? You have crashes, you repair the damage, and it just doesn't hold up. You get the caution for debris, riding with Jed Burton.
That's not a fun ride. All the
Get to the garage right there.
Tire carcass flying around in that car.
You know, we use the scoring loops to determine who was leading, and that's going to tell us who's in control on the restart. Assume it's Austin Hill. We'll follow up on that when we return. Caution number 6 in race 1 in 26 here at Daytona.
Meet Andrew from the Zebra. Andrew stays up all night, watching the Zebra find people's savings. The Zebra monitors your insurance and informs you of savings the moment we find it. Nobody does insurance like the Zebra.
What if I told you that one of the best things you can do to improve the look and performance of your car can be done for under $20 and in less than 30 minutes?
Fix your cloudy and weathered headlights with Cerakote's #1 best-selling ceramic headlight restoration kit in just 3 easy steps and without power tools. Just wipe, sand, and apply. It's that easy. Cerakote restores and protects, and for as long as you own your vehicle, it's guaranteed. You can trust Cerakote with over 60,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait until it's too late. Buy today for under $20.
You play by the rules. Then things happen. Prices keep climbing. Every month, a new expense. And the debt adds up. So how do you face it? It starts with a call, then a plan. At National Debt Relief, we'll negotiate with your creditors so you pay less than you owe. And just like that, you're back on track. When debt happens, we're here to help you take action. And this is where your new chapter begins. Call or visit nationaldebtrelief.com to get started.
Meet Andrew from the Zebra. Andrew stays up all night, watching the Zebra find people's savings. The Zebra monitors your insurance and informs you of savings the moment we find it. Nobody does insurance like the Zebra.
The fastest growing cable news network in all of television is News Nation. News Nation respects all Americans and is news for all Americans. To find News Nation on your screen, go to newsnationnow.com. Here we go, fellas. Going to be inside at 10 to go. A little restart, season opener. This is what it's all about. Winning at Daytona. 21 cars on the lead lap. Free pass goes to Patrick Staropoli. And still anybody's guess how it'll shake out. The favorites, no doubt, Austin Hill and Jesse Love. And it will be Austin Hill who's in control.
But we want this to run at least 4 or 5 laps. We don't just want the green-white checker because it takes a few laps to get the cars up to speed and for guys to start making decisions. And I'd like to see this go green the rest of the way.
It's bad news for the rest of the field that Austin Hill got the lead there on that caution.
How about that 21, Kim?
Yeah, you mentioned Austin Hill in control. He'll have the first choice in terms of lanes. What does he think about what the best lane's going to be? Here was the radio communication on the 21.
I think I need bottom here. I mean, when it gets down to the end of this thing, top always just seems like everyone's trying to everybody over. At least the bottom, you have to push the guy in front of you, and you're going to be connected better.
Well, he said what I was thinking. How about you? It just seems like that top lane falls apart because when you're on the bottom, there's really nowhere to go. If the outside lane's on your door, you can't really shoot the middle. But if you're towards the back and you're in that outside lane, it gets down these last few laps, you throw a Hail Mary. You just take a chance at it.
Let's go back down to the medical center in Carla.
Yeah, some big saves from Corey Day throughout this race, but not enough to evade the latest wreck. Corey, how are you feeling about your night before that happened?
Yeah, I mean, minus the spin off of 4, I thought I was, learning a lot, and I thought our car was really good. So, yeah, just unfortunate there. The replay I saw, I couldn't, quite see what happened before that. I don't know if I got pushed into the 18 or packed enough air on him getting loose, or I got into him. I don't know. I couldn't really tell. So, I hate that. I feel like I was one of the main causes of that. So, I feel terrible. But, just thanks to all my guys and the whole Hendrick Cars team for working so hard. We'll go get them next week in Atlanta.
You're getting acquainted with the super speedways. What'd you learn about your car tonight?
Yeah, just kind of, it was really loose there before I crashed. So that was just a balance thing that unfortunately you have to be in race trim to feel. And made an adjustment. Thought we got it really good. And just after that, kind of a little more draggy after I hit the wall. But other than that, I thought it was really good. So I wish we could have got out of that one.
Day ends early for Corey Day. Dylan?
Carla, just want to give another attaboy to Parker Retzlaff. We've talked a little bit about him and the struggles of his teammate Anthony Alfredo earlier. When I talked to Parker earlier this afternoon, he said they fully expected the 96 car to be better than they were because the 96 car has got some newer chassis components, so they were all kind of puzzled why this car actually ended up being the faster of the two cars. But Parker has done a great job to keep his nose clean, and he's in the mix. Remember, he's been in the mix on the Cup Series races at this racetrack as well in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and a great team for him with Viking Motorsports. Danny Eflin, the crew chief who led AM Racing and Harrison Burton last year, and Doug Campbell is his spotter who spotted Austin Cindric to a Daytona 500 victory. So all the right pieces in place for the 99.
Parker Retzlaff at Atlanta just last year was in position
close,
late in that race with a huge monster run. Dylan mentioned also in the Cup race here, pushed Harrison Burton.
See the choose results. Retzlaff goes to that bottom lane behind Perkins and race leader Austin Hill. Choose with 9 to go, 8 remaining when we go green.
This will be interesting if Carson Quapple can push Sammy Smith a little better than Parker Retzlaff was right here. That was a problem on the top lane.
I like the bottom row, but I like the pushing in the top row. And it's a crapshoot right here, right? Because if those guys can get hooked up in the outside, all Jesse Love has to do is just get clear of Austin Hill's bumper and be able to move down in front of him and then start kind of managing those lanes. And we've watched both of those guys once they got to the lead. I don't know that the other guy's been able to pass them for the lead. So the race right here is to break the plane of that front bumper of the car beside you and then start managing.
Yeah, nobody's really been able to create the momentum needed to get by those two, and they get control of the field.
Does your heart start beating fast right now?
It does a little bit.
Every time I watch these, and it doesn't matter if we're here in the booth or if I'm watching at home, I just know the excitement, right, of being inside the car. And I think it's almost harder for me to watch than it was to actually sit in the car and drive.
I was going to say, my heart rate is higher now than I would be in one of those cars at the moment.
Yeah, totally agree.
At least I control I know what I'm doing in there.
It's so exciting to be in the position to be able to win one of these races when it comes down to the end. Any of those guys in the top 6 have a legitimate shot depending on how this restart goes, and it's what you've worked all winter for, is to be in a position right now to go win at Daytona.
Talking about the guys on the front row, but there are drivers in the top 10 that have never won. Could be a life-changing moment about to unfold for them. 8 laps to go, time to settle it here at Daytona. Austin Hill, Jesse Love, front row.
almost looks like that bottom lane
Really
put
well
together
connected,
well, too.
but look at that top one.
Ooh.
Sammy's lane in the rear bumper.
Blaine is all over Austin Hill, though. Oh, he slides up a little. Now they're both disconnected. You see Brennan Poole coming on the outside. They're going to have to defend that a little bit.
Allgaier might go with him.
Oh, I think Austin Hill made a good decision being on the bottom here.
Jesse Love noses out front in the 2. Sammy Smith getting a big push from Brennan Poole in the 44. Poole has never won.
What an awesome move by Brennan Poole to get there with a push from Justin Allgaier. Austin clears them. He does.
All right, so now Austin's got to go back into that managing mode of both lanes, but people, if there's a run here, they're not going to be near as courteous as they were earlier in the race.
7 to go.
Top lane.
Control mode.
Although that was an awesome move by Brennan Poole, I don't think it's what Sammy Smith wanted to see in his mirror when he had Carson Quapple there to push him.
A little bit of a run on the outside. See Jesse Love stalls out. He kind of got right beside Blaine Perkins. Big shot there from Sammy Smith behind. Brennan Poole into the back of the 8.
Look at Love darting around in the 2.
Hey, he's just
Perkins
trying to
coming
come
on the inside.
Just trying to fake him out right here. He knows Austin's looking in the mirror. Oh, did he get there? To the inside.
He's beside him.
Jesse Love going for it. 6 to go. Put the 2 out front. Can he hang on? Outside rally for Austin Hill. Drafting help from Sammy Smith. All the junior motorsports Chevys are up there.
What a move by Jesse Love to get back beside him. Kind of fake him out to the top. Goes to the bottom.
It was the only move that was going to work. We saw him try it early in the race.
Oh, Raja gets into Carson Quapple. And here we go. Another crash. Hocevar going for a slide. Raja Caruth gets a piece. Everybody hangs on. Not a ton of damage, but we get yellow flag number 7, and once again, the Whelen caution lights are on, and this could very well lead to an overtime.
The tire there. I felt it briefly off.
It'll be close.
Well, this plays big time into Austin Hill's favor because as I look at the timing and scoring, Jesse Love's actually back to 4th right now, so not going to be in the best position on this restart. What a restart by Brennan Poole.
Yeah,
get on the
that was so
outside.
cool.
Drove up through there. Yeah, I mean,
Justin Allgaier saw him, went with him, and it really put Carson Quapple in a bad position. He got stuck in the middle. He didn't stay connected to the 8 there, and I think that really hurt the top lane a little bit, but Jesse Love was still able to gain the momentum. As we look back at the replay here, Raja Caruth was back in 10th, about 5 cars back to the top lane.
I think he got a big shove from Hocevar, which got him then turned sideways, and then you're just kind of along for the ride.
But look at all those drivers. Underdog teams just trying to get to the finish line and make something out of this wild card race, and they're able to avoid any big damage and now in position to finish it off.
I don't know, as I looked at that, it almost looked like the 88 was coming down the track before Hocevar even got into him. We'll take a look at that one more time. Honestly, I think he had a left rear flat tire. Watch when he gets spun around here. Left rear was down. I think the left rear was flat. Maybe from contact, yeah. I don't think it was actually, well, that left rear tire's flat already.
There. I think it was up before that. But it could have been going down.
Going soft, because it just looked like his car turned.
Riding with Ryan Ellis, trying for another top 10.
So hard to tell when they're in the pack like that. It can just be a really off-center bump to the left side, even a slight one.
Yeah, we did have one perspective. I thought you could maybe see that. It didn't look to me like the 42 actually got into the back of him before he went down. Jesse Love kind of fakes him out going to the top. Look at the, I mean, what generates this run?
It's kind of the 8 pack in the air there.
Yeah.
And that just gives him just enough. And he was clear of Blaine Perkins, knew he could dive to the bottom. Man, he almost cleared him. He had such a run.
That had to have caught Austin Hill off guard right there.
Such confidence, too.
Yeah,
When you see a move like that, you just know he was making moves and split-second decisions.
What about the reigning champ and their team with now 4 to go, Dylan?
Well, and it sounds obvious, but I think he really would have liked to have cleared Austin with that move because the struggles of him running and leading the bottom lane are still persisting. Take a listen.
I just don't know what I gotta do, dude, because every time I'm on the bottom and I drag, we just go backwards. I can't keep anybody hooked up. I just don't understand why it only works on the top for me. If I do on the bottom, we just go backwards.
So sometimes you just got to go where they're not and hope that it works out, but we'll be curious to see what lane Love picks here on however many restarts we have left here.
Yeah, that's, you know, every super speedway race is different, but your car reacts different. The draft is different. There's more wrecks or less wrecks, and so you have those moments where he's describing where he just feels like he can't keep anyone behind him. He's almost so fast, they can't get to his rear bumper to keep up that momentum. And that's a frustrating place to be. These guys are having a great time.
They have grown. They've been recruiting the entire race. There was not that anyone
down
started.
Towards turn 1. They're in their own section down there.
Well, as I look at Jesse Love's position, I'm going to hope that I can line up 4th beside Sammy Smith and try to push him by. I think that's my best chance to win. Kim?
And we heard before the last choose Austin Hill's thought process. Kind of same thing here. He said, I got to work really hard for it, but I still think the bottom is the right call here. So he chooses first. Sammy Smith chooses second. Interesting radio conversation for the 8 car of Sammy Smith. He said, look, I know I'm going to have the front row as an option, but I don't know if this car can handle it. Feels very darty out there.
Man, I would take the front row. I'll tell you right now.
Take it.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be your best chance of winning. You got Jesse Love behind you.
Yep.
And I think Jesse Love's best chance of winning is to try to push
Sammy as
all
far
the
as
way
he
to
can.
the lead. Yeah, that's going to be his best shot.
By the way, we'll go green with 2 to go, but this is not overtime. Just finishing it out in regulation here unless we get another caution.
Something else to think about for Austin Hill is Brendan Poole hasn't been in this position all day long. And it does take a little bit of practice to get that down. It's not hard to go up and hit the guy, but it's hard to go up and be gentle enough that you can stay attached to him. I know Brendan knows how to do it, but he hasn't done it a lot today. So that could play a factor into this. And Jesse Love has been doing that all day long.
And what a huge night it could be for Brendan Poole and Alpha Prime. And, you know, for all the smaller teams.